wanted to go ahead and give a voiceover for this, for the Claymore, to give a bit of an in-depth detail on the features and functions that the Claymore has in the game. I'm actually really happy with how this turned out because I was not expecting the Claymore to have this many features, or have this many, or me being able to get these many features working in it. So let's go ahead and start off. Let's start with the basic functions. If you just click primary attack, or mouse 1 as most people have it, it will just plant the Claymore. If you click and hold primary attack, it will hold the Claymore up. If you decide that you don't want to plant the Claymore, you can click secondary attack, or mouse 2 as most people have it, and it will lower your Claymore back to idle state. I also added a cool little feature to where you can pick your Claymores back up. If you are 50 units or less to your Claymore and are looking directly at it, it'll prompt you to press your use key, or E key as most people have it, to pick up the Claymore. It will remove the Claymore and give you back your ammo. I also have a detection system that calculates whether you can or cannot plant your Claymore. If you're floating really high in the air, you're not going to be able to plant your Claymore. If you're teetering on an edge, you're not going to be able to plant the Claymore. You're also not going to be able to plant your Claymore in vehicles, NPCs, or other players. You also won't be able to plant your Claymore on physical props because of the nature of the prop and how the Claymore is static. They just don't mix. Anyways, moving on, let's get to the detection features of the Claymore. As you can see right here by the box and blue lines, another box, this is its detection range. How far it can detect an enemy. This is 150 units in source. So if you're within any of these 150 units right in front of it, it will detect you. It will also not detect its owner, so if you plant the Claymore, it will not detect you. Nifty, right? Useful, huh? Okay, so a good thing to note about this detection is that it is very dynamic. It will adapt to props in front of it and walls and other objects that do not cause the Claymore to activate. As you can see by this box, this is where the distance you'll have to be for it to actually detect. So no longer will this line here detect you anymore, and you have to be this and less for it to detect you. I'll give a bit of a demonstration here. And if I was to remove the prop, bam, it detected him. So let's go ahead and get into the blast features of it. Let me get some more Claymore ammo here. So, the blast calculation, blast effect radius. The blast radius is about 180 degrees frontward, so if you're standing behind it, you will not be damaged at all. The blast range goes for 300 meters, not meters, units, which would be about 6 meters, if I'm remembering the conversion from source units to that properly. Um, so 6 meters, pretty much. With the damage the damage of the blast also varies depending on your distance. If you're right up on it, you're gonna die instantly. There's a good leeway to about here. If you're caught in the blast damage, you're gonna die instantly. If you're a bit further back, it's gonna take you about half health. If you're even a bit further back within its range, you'll barely even get the damage. It also applies force to objects, and the force is relevant to the distance you are from the object as well when it detonates. So, let's go a bit into detail on how it actually calculates the effect of the blast and the radius of it. So as I said before, the detection of the Claymore is very dynamic when it comes to props and walls, and so is the blast radius of the Claymore. So we're going to cut a prop right here in front of it. And what we're going to do is we're going to put a cleaner on this side of the prop, not a dog, a Kleiner on this side of the prop, and a Kleiner on this side of the prop. As you can see here, the Kleiner here died, but the Kleiner did not die, for this was blocking the path of the explosion. It's very useful. You can hide behind props and stuff from Claymores. I have been having thoughts about making it a way more dynamic to where it detects what material type the object is. So if it's metal, it will penetrate. If it's wood, it will break the wood and then penetrate the explosion, killing him. But I'm not entirely certain if it's fully possible to do all of that in the way I want to do it, so it may or may not be implemented in the future. Blast damage can also go through several people at a time. As we can show here. It does not block damage at all. Now demonstrate walls here. Pretty much the same concept as physical props. If you're behind a wall, you're not going to get damaged by the Claymore. Obviously, because you don't want to die from a Claymore that's in another room. Let's bring his wood. You can see only these two Claymores died because they were in the blast damage range. So, I think that about sums it up. I really can't think of anything more that I could cover. It's actually went pretty well. Couldn't have asked for better, really. So, thanks for watching.